Hello and welcome to Sports Scene Live. I'm your host, Jeff Porsche. Glad that you could join us again this week as we get ready to talk about week 2 of the high school football season. Big wins this week for Santamar and Dutchtown High. A loss this week for East Ascension. We'll talk to all three coaches, Guy Mistretta at Dutchtown, Darnell Lee from East Ascension, and David Oliver from Santamar. And we'll have the players of the week as well, and also Pete's picks for week 2. So please come back. We're here live at Fratelli's Italian Grill off of Airline Highway in Prairieville. Always a great place for you to come check out. Great food, great hospitality, great atmosphere. So we'll be right back. You're watching Sports Scene Live.
Ascension Granite and Marble offers fabrication and installation of natural stone and quartz slabs. For stone and countertop installation in your home, call Evan Gonzalez at 225-644-2231. Baton Rouge Orthopedic Clinic has 5 locations in the area, including Gonzales. Dr. Winder has provided the orthopedic care for both EA and Santamar for many years. He's cheering on all area teams to make it to the playoffs. Murphy Painter will stand up for us as parish president. He supports a temporary moratorium on residential development, find waste in parish government, and use the extra money to fix roads and do road projects. Murphy Painter, parish president. When you need prevention or treatment of pests, call Cotton's Pest Control. They've been treating residential and commercial firms with pest control for nearly 50 years, helping dangerous species. Call Cotton's Pest Control. Roussel's Antiques, Gifts, and Jewelry of Gramercy, Laplace, and Boutique says save $50 on high school class rings and tags. All school designs are available. Save $50 now at all 3 locations of Roussel's. You can be better than your best with Baton Rouge Physical Therapy. Injuries happen. Physical therapy can get you back to doing the things you love to do. With 7 locations, you're bound to find a Baton Rouge Physical Therapy location near you. Bertrand's Pharmacy has been providing personal medication counseling for over 30 years. Andy and Jeannie Bertrand, registered pharmacists, honor many prescription plans. Bertrand's is open Monday through Saturday. Phone 644-5641.
Bailey's is world famous for its andouille. Try their sausage, hoghead cheese, boudin, tasso, and smoked chickens. Look for the Sausage Man on Airline Highway Laplace or visit baileysandouille.com.
The Player of the Week Award is proudly sponsored by Black Bayou Body Shop at 13308 Bourgeois Road in Gonzales. For all of your body needs, see Gerald Bourgeois for a free estimate. Call 647-6994.
Brubacher's Grill at 909 East Ascension Street in Gonzales, where good food and good friends come together, offering a casual, fun atmosphere with a menu selection to satisfy the whole family. From pizzas, burgers, and po' boys to steaks, seafood, and salads, with daily lunch specials and a whole lot more. Bring the whole family or meet friends on the deck. There's fun and entertainment for all. Make Brubacher's your next stop for lunch or dinner, and check out the other 5 locations in Baton Rouge. Taste the great tradition at Brubacher's Grill, where some things only get better.
Bro Welding and Industrial Supply prides themselves on same-day delivery. Customer service is our #1 priority. They deliver on time, every time. Bro Company, serving the area for over 30 years. On the web at broco.com. On Election Day, October 12th, vote for number 78 Ricky Diggs. He will continue to improve our infrastructure, schools, and public facilities. Vote number 78 Ricky Diggs, October the 12th. Bruyette's Automotive Paint and Body are collision repair specialists. Their certified trained technicians offer state-of-the-art repair. They offer free estimates and all insurance claims are welcome. Bruyette's Automotive Paint and Body. Church Funeral Services offers a compassionate, affordable funeral with the funeral held in your own home or house of worship. We're here in your time of need. Church Funeral Services, Santamar, Walker, and Baton Rouge.
And welcome back to Sports Scene Live. Jeff Porsche with you. We're here at Fratelli's Italian Grill in Prairieville, and always a great place to get some good, authentic Italian food. And we're here right now with Coach Guy Mistretta from Dutchtown High. Good to see you.
Great to be here, man.
All right, and you're the only 2-0 team in Ascension Parish right now on this side of the river with the big win this week over McMain High School. How you feel about the boys this week?
You know, really pleased with the effort and the focus throughout the week. I thought was big. I was a little worried after coming off really a big win for us in week 1 against North Shore. A little concerned about a letdown, but I thought they really came to work every day with the right attitude, and that's where it starts. So we were pleased with it, and I felt good going into the game, and they performed for us.
That's good. 38-0 was the final score. You know, and it was not a flashy performance, so to speak. Didn't have a lot of big plays or anything like that. It was just a flat-out dominant performance all around and on both sides of the ball. What do you think about your boys' performance?
You know, going into the game, we felt like up front we had an advantage and we had to take care of it. And the offensive line just was lights out for us. And you know, that's not something that we were surprised in because the entire offseason, that group has really been dedicated and had a good showing throughout that our offseason workouts. And we got a returning 4-year starter in Riley Lawrence. He's a senior, along with an all-district player in Carter Landry, another senior. So those two are kind of our leaders up front, and they're doing a fabulous job. Got a couple of juniors that popped in behind them, and Reed Davis and Matt Gallman. Matt's a returning starter. Reed is a guy who really just changed his entire outlook and his entire body over the offseason and getting prepared. Very happy with his performance. And then we got kind of a surprise in a sophomore in Hayden Harms, who has stepped up at center for us, which is kind of, you know, if you go into a season, that's probably where you least want your least experienced guy. But he's been fantastic for us. He's just start to finish. He's going to give you everything he's got, man. So we're really happy there. And then another senior, Michael Pereira, kind of plays all positions across the board. Plays quite a bit for us, and so that unit is what's really carrying us right now. And I say that not to diminish the skill guys because we got guys that are playing really well, but those guys up front, that's where it's starting from. Us.
And you know, you talked about the running backs last week, and you said that you kind of wanted to get a situation where you're splitting time kind of 50-50 with Sampson and Lewis, and this week it seemed like they got a pretty good balance running the ball. Sampson had a long touchdown run. Bladen Lewis had a touchdown run. So, you know, you had that 50-50. How does that matter for you guys?
I think it's important to keep defenses on their toes. It's kind of a thunder and lightning type of deal. We still haven't played a lot with them both in the backfield at the same time. That's coming. I think you saw Bladen get involved in the passing game as well this week. So that's just another dimension of the offense that we can go to.
And I'm sure that you still would consider the passing game a little bit of a work in progress. The opening drive had some completed passes, long pass downfield for a touchdown to Dejon Watkins from Fritchie. But then after that, not much happening. Had an interception, not very many completions. Where is the passing game right now, and where do you want it to be?
It's where we expect it to be at this point. You know, it's as you said, it's going to grow as the season goes. Braden's playing really well for us. The interception was actually not his fault. The receiver slipped. The ball was where it was supposed to be. Had another that was just out of reach. I mean, he's very close to having a really good game there in the passing game. He still can tuck it and go when he needs to. So we're very pleased with his progression. Logan Scott played a little bit more on the offensive side this week, and then Steven came in at the end for us. That's something that we really want to develop with Steven in that short yardage situations.
Yeah, he did a good job running the ball, and you really didn't need to throw the ball because you went out to an early lead, and McMain really didn't pose too much of a threat on offense. So it was really a situation where, you know, you wanted these guys to move the chains, just run the clock out, and I think they all did a good job with that.
They did, and we were pleased across the board, you know, and the backups as well. We had second strings come in pretty early and really held their own and played well for us. So I think we grew as a team. We gained depth as a team because of that. So And we need that because next week we've got a really big one coming in.
Right, we'll talk about that in a second, but I wanted to talk about the defense because they pitched a shutout and they had one long run in the first quarter, gave up like a 30-yard run. And then after that, it was pretty much lights out. Their offense really didn't pose a threat to you all night. Had some good performances from your defensive line, and of course, Jala had a good game as well. Yeah. Talk about that.
Yeah, Jamel Jala's always, this guy you can count on week in, week out. Is a tough football player. Ryan Hung up front on the defensive line, along with Jaron Blakes, played really well. We had a couple of defensive linemen out last week that hopefully will be back Monday ready to go.
Right.
So we're kind of, again, gaining depth on that side. That's really important on the defensive side because you got to rotate guys and keep them fresh on the defensive side, especially against the offenses that we play coming down the line.
Right, and let's talk about some of those opponents. Next week, Covington High. Yep. That's a team that you have a lot of familiarity with. You had the home and home last year with them. Won last year at Covington. They're a decent team, and they have a good program over there. Yep. What do you expect from them this week?
Well, they're more than decent. They're a really good team, and it's a good program, and it's a tough blue collar program. That's what they hang their hat on. We've split with them the last 2 years, and both games came down to the very last play of the game.
Right.
So we expect another game like that. It's 4 quarters, and we talked to the team Saturday morning about that. Hey, you better be ready. We got to get ourselves ready to go because it's going to be 48 minutes of physicality. And that's what it always is when we play those guys. So hopefully our guys respond. We get some guys back healthy, and we're ready to go.
And one thing we need to bring up that you were talking about before we started shooting, St. Jude. That's always a fundraiser that the football team always has during the fall, and with the cheerleaders and all that type of stuff. And you have the fundraiser. You're starting to raise money, and you're going to have some stuff going on for this week and then next week with the Vanderbilt Catholic game.
Right.
Talk about that a little bit.
Yeah. So this week, all through the week, the cheerleaders are having a fundraiser for St. Jude Hospital, which is a marvelous cause to jump behind. The following week for Vanderbilt Catholic, we will represent as a team that night, and talked about Jamel Jala earlier. Jamel is a cancer survivor as a child, and so it was actually his idea that the football team do a little something this year, and that Vanderbilt Catholic game is the night before the run walk, St. Jude downtown. So we'll participate in that. We have the whole team either running in it or volunteering for it. So.
Well, that's good. Cancer's affected a lot of people in the Dutchtown community and in our feeder schools and at our high school. So that's something a lot of people feel very strongly about. Of course, we encourage the whole community to get behind that.
Absolutely. It's a great cause.
All right. And that's going to do it for our segment with Coach Mistretta. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Jeff.
Congratulations on the win. Congratulations on being the only undefeated team here on this side of the river.
We appreciate it.
All right. We'll be right back on Sports Scene Live, but first, let's take a look at the Players of the Week.
Hello, everyone. We're at Dutchtown High School to present our Player of the Week award. And our corporate sponsor for the Offensive Player of the Week is Galvez Seafood, and our plaque sponsor is Harvest Supermarket. Carter Landry receives the award this week. Tell us about what kind of game you had.
It was a fun game. We scored a lot of touchdowns, mainly the fun part. Mainly just having fun. First game, get a win, that's really all that matters.
I really like high-scoring games myself. It seems like it's more exciting. And for our Defensive Player of the Week, our corporate sponsor is Santa Ma Muffler, and our plaque sponsor is Bayou Fit Nutrition here in Dutchtown. Justin Agu receives the award this week. Did I get close on your name?
Yeah, you got it.
All right. Tell us about the game last week.
The game, we did a great game with our offense going out and scoring all the points, and the defense was able to shut the North Shore's offense out with only allowing them to score 7 points.
That's our Players of the Week. Good luck, guys, and we'll see you next week.
If you're from Louisiana, you know that doing things the right way matters. Around here, that means creating a great restaurant and something more. People know that at Don's, they'll always have fresh Louisiana seafood. They'll always be part of a family and part of a proud Don's seafood tradition. It's what makes us Louisiana's original Cajun restaurant.
Elect number 87, Corey Orgeron, Parish Council, District 4. Corey says, good luck, Griffins. Remember to vote early before the LSU-Florida game. Election Day is October 12th. Vote Corey Orgeron, Parish Council. Bergeron's Boudin Cajun Meats is open for lunch Monday through Friday with a variety of specials. For tailgating, booster club trays, homecoming, and party trays, see Bergeron's Boudin Cajun Meats on Cabela's Parkway. Diaz Auto Parts Gonzales is your Napa dealer. They have quality parts, accessories, paints, tools, and supplies. A complete line for cars, trucks, imports, marine, industrial, and farm equipment. They make hydraulic hoses. Diaz Auto Parts, your Napa dealer. Dutch's Cleaner says how you look is important. There's no chance for a second impression. Because your style matters, let Dutch's Cleaners tackle your dry cleaning needs. Good luck, Ascension teams, from Dutch's Cleaners Gonzales.
First American Bank is now open in Dutchtown on Highway 73, just 1/2 mile south from I-10. Customer friendly with the personal service Dutchtown expects. Let First American Bank take you where you want to go. And now, open in Dutchtown.
Ernest Martin Incorporated is owned and operated by Bud and Sean Martin. Their 9 trucks deliver sand, clay, and limestone for residential, commercial, and industrial need. Ernest Martin Incorporated, since 1970. We're in it for the long haul. Robert, Chris, and Lindsay Fauché of the Fauché Law Firm wish all area teams good luck in their quest for a state championship. Remember the Fauché Law Firm for all of your legal questions and need. The Fauché Law Firm in LaPlace. El Ray Cokie Service Incorporated is headquarters in Ascension Parish for quality building materials, lumber, and ready-mix concrete. Good luck, Ascension Catholic Bulldogs and Donaldsonville Tigers from El Ray Cokie Service. For all your demolition needs, you've got the number to call. That's Tiger Demolition, 675-6440. For all of your clay needs, Carl Laurel Ridge Clay Company. Good luck, teams from Tiger Demolition.
Galvez Seafood, now serving our popular boiled crawfish. Check out our daily lunch and dinner specials. We have something for everyone. Join us for steak night on Thursdays, or sink your teeth into our $5 burger and dollar draft special every Saturday for lunch. Book our private room for your next party or meeting, or let us cater your next function. Locally owned and operated, we pride ourselves on homemade. If you haven't already, come check us out. Galvez Seafood, Highway 42 in Prairieville.
Don't buy all the tools you need to get the job done. Rent what you need from General Rental. They have contractors and homeowner tools. General Rental on the Airline Highway across from the State Fairgrounds. See Gonzales Military for a big selection of kids' camo and cold weather gear. They carry boots, camo rain gear, rubber boots, headgear, belts, and more. Gonzales Military on Burnside in Gonzales. Gronyard Furniture and Appliance has top name brands like Ashley, Sealy, Lazy Boy, Maytag, Whirlpool, Frigidaire, Toshiba, KitchenAid, Stearns & Foster, Serta, Speed Queen, and more. Gronyard's in Donaldsonville. You know Acadian Custom Cabinets is your one-stop source for all of your cabinet needs. Now Acadian Custom Millwork offers cabinets, doors, windows, as well as shutters. Call 622-6337.
Summer is officially over, but the deals are still hot at Tiger Honda of Gonzales. Tiger Honda of Gonzales. Right now, buy any new Honda in stock and don't make your first payment for 90 days with approved credit. Or buy a new 2019 four-door Honda Civic LX Automatic with 0 down, then pay just $279 a month. $279 a month. That's the Tiger Honda of Gonzales way to save you money. You make the drive, we'll make the deal. You can count on it. Visit TigerHonda.com and start saving.
Welcome back to Sports Scene Live. I'm Jeff Porsche, and we are shooting live today from Fratelli's Italian Grill in Prairieville off of Airline Highway. Great place to come and take the family and get some good food. We're here with Darnell Lee, head coach of East Ascension High School. How are you doing today?
Great.
All right. Wasn't the best result, wasn't exactly what you were looking for this week. 41-23 loss against Houghton. And we talked about it last week. This was something that you wanted to do, get your kids on the road, take that long trip to Shreveport. Houghton's a top 10 team in 5A. you know, they're a kind of team you're going to see in the playoffs. Talk about the trip and talk about some of the things that happened this week.
Yeah, it was roughly a 5-hour trip. You know, we took charters, had a good fan base follow us up there. You know, we knew we were playing a great team and a team that returned a lot of starters. Had a Louisiana committed at a wide receiver who had a great game, had a defensive end and some linebackers that caused some problems for us all night. But going into that game, we knew that was the type of experience we wanted. We wanted that playoff atmosphere, which it was. Compliments to Coach Brotherton on the hospitality and you know, the way he prepared his team to play. You know, we were concerned a little bit about our guys after beating Zachary being a high and a low type trap game.
Yeah.
But we felt we had a great week of practice. We went in and, you know, I mean, we got the experience that we wanted.
Right. So, you know, you lose the game, but you learn a lot about your team and you learn a lot. This is the kind of thing that in November can help your team out a lot, isn't it?
Oh, yeah. We'd rather it happen now than in November, you know. So that was the whole point of scheduling that. And you know, we got a couple more games that are going to give us the same type test, but the long road trip was definitely what we wanted out of it.
Right, and early in the game, they jumped out to a big lead, scored some quick touchdowns in no time flat. How did that affect the outcome and how your boys reacted to it?
We actually started out, we led 7-0 in the first quarter, and they led 21-10 at halftime. And in the third quarter, they came out and they scored 21 points in 3 minutes.
Wow.
So we learned a lot about ourselves. You know, we got some new guys, new faces in different areas, and thought special teams wise, we had Logan Kern, who's our place kicker. He was out with a pulled groin.
Right.
But Alex Phelps stepped in. He's normally our kickoff specialist. He made some extra points and kicked, I think, a 30-some yard field goal for us. And you know, we have a few injuries, but I mean, that's why you practice guys. So it's next man up, and they made the plays when they needed them. And, you know, we just faced some adversity, and I think we finished the game strong. But in the end, it wasn't the result that we wanted.
Right, and I know you don't like to talk about it too much, and you're not the kind of man that's going to make excuses, but those injuries did affect you a lot, and could affect you in the upcoming weeks, couldn't it?
Well, you lose Javen Carter, who's pretty much he's our vocal leader on the team. He's a middle linebacker, and Dejon Jones. Those are two guys you can't, you know, it's tough to do without. But it gave our younger guys an opportunity to step up, and you know, I feel like we'll be better this week. We are getting Gavin Sanye, an offensive guard who's been out, hadn't played a game yet. He's a returning starter. We get him back this week.
Yeah.
You know, but for the most part, our skill positions are pretty healthy. But like I said, you know, Hardin came out and they did what they were supposed to. You know, they took advantage of our miscues and capitalized on them, and we have to learn from it.
And we talked about last week. You had some good athletes on offense and defense. On defense, you know, the end result, the points you're giving up. You gave up 31 week 1 against Zachary. You give up 41 this week against Houghton. Are you concerned at all about your defense? How are they going to step up?
The main thing is getting those guys healthy. Like I said, last week we lost. You know, you're losing the guys we lost. I mean, those are some big shoes to fill. But when you have a middle linebacker back, you know, and a solid defensive lineman in Jarrell Boykins, you can use those guys as tools to build around. You know, so you can build a core around that, and the younger guys with the injuries we've been having is just going to take a little longer than we expected.
Yeah, and on offense, do you expect some guys to step up? Who are some players that you could look for maybe in the next few weeks?
Well, Steve McBride had another great week. He had 6 catches, 172 yards, and 2 touchdowns. And, you know, Cameron Jones, we just had a slow start on offense. When you have as many injuries as we have on defense, offense has got to step it up, and they got to keep us in the games and give us an opportunity to at least give defense a chance. And when we got rolling, I mean, we scored some points down the stretch and actually gave us a chance. And then that's when the punt return happened, and the double pass on 4th down, those plays, I mean, those were backbreakers for us.
Right. Well, it's a tough team, and you know, you're 1-1, so there's still a lot of things to look forward to. And we could talk about next week a little bit. It's homecoming at East Ascension. I know this game's going to mean a lot to you because you're taking on Northwest High School. You used to be there. That's where you were before you came to East Ascension. Right. Does this game matter more to you than any other games, or do you look at it just as another game?
I mean, it's all of our games are equal to the same to me. You know, you want to win every one of them and take them one at a time, but you know, having Northwest come in and giving them a taste of the Spartan hospitality. You know, they're coming in. When I was at Northwest, we traveled to Zachary, and we almost put off the upset. So they have the talent, they have the skill, they have a great coach in Coach Edwards. Coach Greg Campbell was the principal that gave me my first opportunity. But they know once that whistle blows, they're going to get every bit of the Spartans, and I expect to get every bit of the Raiders as far as effort. And we both plan to win. So.
Yeah, and it's your homecoming at East Ascension this week. What type of events do you look forward to during that stuff?
It's going to be a busy week for us. I mean, you have the parade and have the dances and all, and there are. I've been seeing on social media. We have the class reunions going on, and so it's an exciting time for our people to come back and see how we're carrying the torch.
Well, thanks a lot for joining us, and we look forward to hopefully another win next week for the Spartans taking on Northwest High School. I'd like to thank Darnell Lee for joining us once again, and we'll take a break with Sports Scene Live, and we'll be right back.
We're here today to present our East Ascension Offensive and Defensive Player of the Week. Our corporate sponsor is Galvez Seafood, and our plaque sponsor is Black Bayou Body Shop. Cameron Jones receives the award this week, and as the starting quarterback, you rushed for a couple of scores and threw for 3, right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Tell us a little bit about the game.
It was great. I mean, it was a very good season opener, something that'll help the team know where they are in this kind of state, and it'll just show us where we are all together.
Well, you must be proud, winning that first game and considering who you beat.
Yes, sir. We knew that Zachary had won the state championship last year, so we knew we had to take practice during the week very serious. So what we could prepare for, for the tough opponent this week. So.
Jaron is our defensive player of the week, and our corporate sponsor is Sanama Muffler, and our plaque sponsor is Pot and Paddle Kitchen. Well, congratulations to both of you on being the player of the week.
Brubacher's Grill at 909 East Ascension Street in Gonzales, where good food and good friends come together. Offering a casual, fun atmosphere with a menu selection to satisfy the whole family. From pizzas, burgers, and po' boys to steaks, seafood, and salads with daily lunch specials and a whole lot more. Bring the whole family or meet friends on the deck. There's fun and entertainment for all. Make Brubacher's your next stop for lunch or dinner, and check out the other 5 locations in Baton Rouge. Taste the great tradition at Brubacher's Grill, where some things only get better.
Precision Collision offers free estimates on all makes and models and large commercial vehicles. Insurance claims are welcome. Precision Collision is locally owned with over 30 years' experience. Located on Highway 30 Gonzales near I-10.
2 of the best companies in the concrete business have joined forces to give you a high-quality product on time. Ask for an estimate, and Quality Concrete will give you the best prices and best product. Quality Concrete in Prairieville. Ratcliffe's Florist has been family-owned and operated since 1945. When you need flowers for weddings, showers, graduation, prom, or whatever the occasion, call Ratcliffe's. They are a proud supporter of high school sports in Ascension Parish. 23rd Judicial District Attorney Ricky Babin wishes all teams in Ascension, Assumption, and St. James parishes good luck this football season. Stay focused and set your sights on getting to the Superdome. Selling your home? Rick Gotro with Realty Executives in Prairieville can do a comparative market analysis to properly value your home before it goes on the market. Call Ricky today, 715-7256. Are your brakes squeaking? Is your car sputtering? Take it to Rossi Automotive. Their computer diagnostic test will locate the problem, and they'll do the necessary repairs and get you back on the road at Rossi Automotive. Planning to update your home this year? Roussel staff can help with the ideas and the perfect mix to bring these ideas together. Pull it all together for a look and feel that makes your home livable and comfortable. Sanama Muffler and Brake has been serving the Sanama area for many years, doing exhaust work, brake, tune-ups, air conditioning, and general auto repair. Call Sanama Muffler for all of your repair needs. 644-2564. Suit yourself at Squires Formal Wear. They have everything for homecomings, proms, or any other occasion. Get a free groom's formal with the purchase of 6 rentals. Ask about limo rentals too. Squires Formal Wear, Gonzales. St. James Nursery in Gramercy is headquarters for your landscaping needs. They have plants, shrubs, trees, as well as palm trees. See Patrick or Denise Wagaspack or call 869-5254. The St. James Parish Hospital Clinics are proud to be the plaque sponsors for the Lutcher St. James High School Player of the Week. The St. James Parish Hospital Clinics wish the Bulldogs and Wildcats good luck in 2019.
Summer is officially over, but the deals are still hot at Tiger Honda of Gonzales. Tiger Honda of Gonzales. Right now, buy any new Honda in stock and don't make your first payment for 90 days with approved credit. Or buy a new 2019 four-door Honda Civic LX Automatic with 0 down. Then pay just $279 a month. $279 a month. That's the Tiger Honda of Gonzales way to save you money. You make the drive, we'll make the deal. You can count on it. Visit TigerHonda.com and start saving.
I'm sorry about that. I guess Pancake likes you.
A pancake? What's a pancake?
This pancake is a kitten. A baby cat.
Like tigers? I've read about tigers.
Get a copy of this lovely Louisiana comic for just $15 at 7inchcare.com/comic.
Welcome back to Sports Scene Live. I'm Jeff Porsche, and we are at Fratelli's Italian Grill in Prairieville, Louisiana, and it's right off of Airline Highway in Prairieville. Great place, great atmosphere, good food, lots of authentic Italian food. So come check this out. And we're here now with Coach David Oliver, and it's good to have you here. And you guys, you had the loss last week against Carver, but then you come out with a 28-point victory against East Jefferson by a score of 48-20. So you guys reacted to some adversity pretty well, didn't you?
We did. I thought we showed a lot of improvement from, obviously we had some mistakes. When we talked last week, I felt like in the first game against a very, very good Carver team that the Gators kind of beat the Gators a little bit. We had a bunch of penalties, and we cleaned that up. We went from 12 penalties to 5, and we still can get better on that because we still had 4 procedure-type penalties, which we got to correct as coaches and players. And but I like the way the kids responded. We had a good week of practice. We came out, and we really kind of, played real good on offense, and I thought we got better as the game went on defensively. They scored on a couple really kind of strange plays. The first drive they got the ball, it was a broken play. They snapped the ball when the quarterback wasn't ready for it, and it hit him, and it rolled around on the ground, and there was like no whistle or anything, and the kid picked it up and just threw it downfield, and they actually had a guy that was running downfield. He was all by himself. In other words, all our kids thought it was a dead play, and they ended up scoring on that play, which was kind of that twice that something like that happened where a guy was running. But other than that, I thought we played pretty strong with, we're a little decimated on defense. We got 3 or 4 kids out with injuries, our starters that we're counting on. So we're playing a bunch of sophomores and juniors, and we like to, lean on our seniors. But overall, I was very excited with the win, and I think we grew as a football team.
Yeah, there's a lot of injuries going around and a lot of sickness in the area and everything like that. What type of players do you see stepping up, and how are these injuries going to help you out down the road?
Well, why it stings in the short term, anytime you can get a guy some game experience on a Friday night in a tight game. And this one was, 13-13 at one point until we started to pull away a little bit. So getting those minutes on Friday nights, it's, you can't duplicate it in practice. You always try. You always try to make your practice as game-like as possible, but there's really nothing like seeing those scenarios in a game. And like I said, we got a bunch of young players. Our quarterbacks is a junior and a sophomore. We have 1 senior at running backs. We kind of rotate almost 5, which sounds crazy, but the other 4 kids, our juniors are below and are all putting up stats and doing some things. Defensively, we don't have a senior at the linebacker core, so everyone that we're playing there, is a junior or below, and the defensive line-wise, we've playing with some younger kids and some seniors that hadn't played until now. So, Hayden Mayu was a kid that, has really come a long way in our program and, has ended up playing a bunch, and he's really responded to his first playing time as a senior. And the outside linebackers are 2 juniors. And really the only place we got a lot of experiences at the corner position with Cameron Henry and
Yeah.
Jordan Bennett. So, but I was pleased with how they're starting to play.
And last week they gave up 35 points to Carver, and you face that athletic quarterback who could throw and run and could do all kinds of stuff. And how did that help prepare you for East Jeff this week? Because you only give up 20 points here, and as you said, a lot of broken plays and stuff, but your defense played well.
Yeah, well, East Jeff had a very similar type quarterback player. A guy who can throw it a little bit. He's not the caliber of Carver, but he's very similar. He's quick, and I thought we contained the football much better. Those guys ended up turning the ball back inside where Pursuit could get to it. So as a whole, I thought we did a lot better job, and I think playing the fast kid prepared us for this guy. And then coming up this week, we go to Denham Springs, and that presents a more different challenge for our defense where this guy is more of a pocket passer who stands in there. He's not a scrambler at all.
Yeah.
But now the challenge becomes, instead of to contain the quarterback, is to get some pressure on the quarterback, which is two different things. When you're rushing to contain, you're not really necessarily concerned about pressure. You're just trying to keep him in the pocket. And now this is going to be a different kind of challenge for our front seven, unless we actually want to force the pocket now and make the guy move his feet in the pocket because he doesn't run very good.
Right.
So that's going to be a challenge for us moving forward.
Well, that's good, and we'll talk about a little bit more about Denham Springs, but we haven't talked about the offense. And I know you're proud of your two quarterbacks, Zephyr and Poirier. They both did well this week as well. They did well last week, and this week they did even better, didn't they?
Yeah. Well, we've been completing almost 70% of our passes, so they're been sharp mentally, and they did that again this week. In this game, both of them ran for a touchdown, and both of them threw for a touchdown when it really mattered. And they played turnover-free ball, and I can't ask a lot more of them than that. And then I thought our two senior receivers that we have that are have some experience played especially well. Javen Aguilar had 4 receptions for 90-something yards, and Austin Bascom had 4 for 70 yards and caught a touchdown. So. And then the rest of the guys just kind of chipped in there, but I was real pleased with how that aspect of the game went. The running game's coming around. This is the second game in a row that we have had over 200 yards rushing and 200 yards passing. So we got good balance, and if we can continue to do that, I think what that says is that our offensive line is playing pretty good. So I'd like to just kind of recognize those guys. Caleb Rock's our left tackle, and then at left guard is Gavin Franz. At center is Nick Liotta. At right guard is Caden Omer. And at right tackle is Isaac Therio. And then Austin White is our tight end who plays as a fullback, who moves H-back type and on-the-ball tight end. And those guys have really played well early in the season. And you can't do the things our quarterbacks and running backs are doing without those guys. And I'm really pretty pleased with how they've produced at this point.
Okay, and you talk about the running backs, and you talk about 4 or 5 man rotation there. Do you still see that being a rotation down the road, or is any back kind of stepping up, or do you hope some back will step up?
Well, right now I'd have to say our top 2 is probably Lathan Vaughn, a senior, who's more of a scat back, and then Reggie Sims, who's been putting up all the touchdowns and yards. That's probably 1A and 1B. We always like to play a big back and a little back, for various situations. The bigger back for pass protection and inside runs, and the smaller back for third down situations where you can receive and the outside type stuff. So they give us that punch. And then our second group of the big and small back are they're actually brothers, Juan Taz Paul and Juan Terrius Rodrigue, and those guys, one's big, one's small, and they both bring a little something to the table. And then we got a young man, we call him Boots because he's got some high top cleats, but DeAndre Taylor is a sophomore who's a smaller guy, but sure makes a bunch of plays. So, we're kind of leaning on all those guys. And but right now I'd say the top, varsity games, you usually see the top 2, Vaughn and Sims, and then the other guys, you see them on special teams, you see them an occasional duty here when a guy needs a break or something.
Right. I saw Vaughn and Sims in that opening game against Carver, and there's one play where Sims ran about 20, 30 yards, and I think he carried half the defense with him. So he looks like a really powerful back and a kind of a workhorse kind
He
of
is, and I think he's, we missed him last year. He had tore his ACL early in the year, and we never really got a chance to look at him, and he's worked extremely hard. And, you're always proud to see these guys that work extremely hard have success. So, hard work does pay off, and I'm glad that he's experiencing that.
Yeah, that's good. And now you talked about a little bit of the challenge that Denham Springs is going to present to you next week. You talked about their quarterback. They're struggling a little bit early on this season. They also lost to Dutchtown in the Jamboree game, and so they're still kind of getting their footing. But what type of challenges do they present to you besides the type of quarterback you mentioned?
They're kind of a lot like us, I think, when you look at them from a community standpoint, from a makeup of your team. I think they try to be tough and physical like we do. Like I said, they're 0-2, but they look a lot better than that on film. They like you said in the Jamboree, they lost to Dutchtown on a couple long runs, and then they lost to Hanville 28-0, and then this last weekend they lost to Ponchatoula 31-24. So it seems like they're starting to get their offense in sync. The quarterback had a huge year last year, threw for like 2,700 yards in the regular season, which is a lot. And, he was really talked about a bunch, and then he injured his back at some point. I don't know if it was in the last game or baseball or another sport or whatever, but the guy's been out all off season, all summer. He didn't do any 7-on-7. So I think kind of as he goes, they're going to go. And it seems like he's starting to catch his rhythm with his new receivers. I think some of those guys graduated off of last year's team. So that'll be a challenge to stop them. They got a couple nice running backs that they try to use. And defensively, they're, a physical, 4 across the back, bend but don't break type defense. So, we're going to have to be patient with our drives and take what they give us. And, this is going to be a big key of, eliminating these pre-snap penalties because, that's the kind of thing they thrive on, 1st and 15 or, some long distance because they make you beat them. They're not going to beat themselves.
Right. So it sounds like the kind of team you can't just sleep on them because they're 0-2. They're a 5A program. They played a couple of good 5A programs. They're not a bad team. They're not the typical 0-2 doesn't have a chance kind of team.
No, and they're getting ready. That's a competitive league that they play in. I think that's District 4 5A. We're obviously in 5A, but they're going to play against Central, Walker, Zachary. Those kind of teams. So, that's a good little league like ours is. And, I really, we're working hard at special teams, and I think that could have a huge impact on this game. I like where our punt return game was this last weekend. Javen Aguilar and Lathan Vaughn both had nice returns. The kicking's been better than I thought, with Cole Poirier handling the place kicking duties. He's been really strong. Early season on we haven't attempted a field goal yet. We haven't had the need, but I'm comfortable doing it. But he's been perfect. He's 11-11 on extra points, and they've looked good. And then, he's put a couple in the end zone for touchbacks. And then we use Lee Amadei. We do a little 2-kicker system when we kick off. And we've been a little better at that aspect, and I was really worried about it coming into the season. So we're starting to come around there from a personnel standpoint. The punt games look pretty crisp. So, those are, field position is going to be big in a game like this. So I'm hoping that our special teams continue to play like they have been and answer the call and give us some hidden yardage.
Well, we wish you the best of luck and hope for a 2-1 record when we come back next week and join you again.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. David Oliver, the Santa Ma High School head football coach. We're going to take a break in just a moment on Sports Scene Live, but first let's take a look at the Players of the Week.
We are here at Santa Ma High School to present our Player of the Week award for this week. The corporate sponsor for the Offensive Player of the Week is Galvez Seafood, and our plaque sponsor is DeLone Supermarket. This week, Reggie Sims received the honors, and you rushed for 2 or 3 times for 44 yards.
Well, we needed a running back to step up because we had a little situation with the senior running back. So I had to step up next in the plate, and we ran a play jacket odd. Well, it's like a counter play when I come up the middle, and I just saw an open hole, so I cut it back inside, and I scored a touchdown.
Congratulations on being the Offensive Player of the Week. Now our Defensive Player of the Week, the corporate sponsor, is Santa Ma Muffler, and our plaque sponsor is Tiger Honda. Evan Bourgeois receives the award, and Coach O said the defense had a little problem holding your opponent in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, the quarterback we couldn't contain him really, and had a lot of secondary tackles, and that's really what happened. I mean, we just needed to contain him. But yeah.
Well, are you ready for this week?
I believe so. If we play together and do our job, then we're gonna be all right.
All right. That's the Santa Ma Players of the Week.
Brubacher's Grill at 909 East Ascension Street in Gonzales, where good food and good friends come together. Offering a casual, fun atmosphere with a menu selection to satisfy the whole family. From pizzas, burgers, and po' boys to steaks, seafood, and salads with daily lunch specials and a whole lot more. Bring the whole family or meet friends on the deck. There's fun and entertainment for all. Make Brubacher's your next stop for lunch or dinner. And check out the other 5 locations in Baton Rouge. Taste the great tradition at Brubacher's Grill, where some things only get better.
Precision Collision offers free estimates on all makes and models and large commercial vehicles. Insurance claims are welcome. Precision Collision is locally owned with over 30 years' experience. Located on Highway 30 Gonzales near I-10.
Two of the best companies in the concrete business have joined forces to give you a high-quality product on time. Ask for an estimate and Quality Concrete will give you the best prices and best product. Quality Concrete in Prairieville. Ratcliffe's Florist has been family-owned and operated since 1945. When you need flowers for weddings, showers, graduation, prom, or whatever the occasion, call Ratcliffe's. They are a proud supporter of high school sports in Ascension Parish. 23rd Judicial District Attorney Ricky Babin wishes all teams in Ascension, Assumption, and St. James parishes good luck this football season. Stay focused and set your sights on getting to the Superdome. Selling your home? Rick Gotro with Realty Executives in Prairieville can do a comparative market analysis to properly value your home before it goes on the market. Call Ricky today, 715-7256. Are your brakes squeaking? Is your car sputtering? Take it to Rossi Automotive. Their computer diagnostic test will locate the problem, and they'll do the necessary repairs and get you back on the road at Rossi Automotive. Planning to update your home this year? Roussel staff can help with the ideas and the perfect mix to bring these ideas together. Pull it all together for a look and feel that makes your home livable and comfortable. Sanama Muffler and Brake has been serving the Sanama area for many years doing exhaust work, brake, tune-ups, air conditioning, and general auto repair. Call Sanama Muffler for all of your repair needs. 644-2564. Suit yourself at Squires Formal Wear. They have everything for homecomings, proms, or any other occasion. Get a free groom's formal with the purchase of 6 rentals. Ask about limo rentals too. Squires Formal Wear, Gonzales. St. James Nursery in Gramercy is headquarters for your landscaping needs. They have plants, shrubs, trees, as well as palm trees. See Patrick or Denise Wagasback or call 869-5254. The St. James Parish Hospital Clinics are proud to be the plaque sponsors for the Lutcher and St. James High School Player of the Week. The St. James Parish Hospital Clinics wish the Bulldogs and Wildcats good luck in 2019.
I'm sorry about that. I guess Pancake likes you.
A pancake? What's a pancake?
This pancake is a kitten, a baby cat.
Like tigers? I've read about tigers.
Get a copy of this lovely Louisiana comic for just $15 at 7inchcara.com/comic.
At Fratelli's Italian Grill in Prairieville, and we are now in the segment that's known as Pete's Picks. Pete, 7-2 last week, and the first game that we're going to talk about this week is Sanama going to Denham Springs.
Yeah, I'm gonna pick Sanama here. Sanama's 1-1. Denham Springs is 0-2. Denham lost to Hahnville and Ponchatoula. Sanama had a big win last week to bounce back 48-20. They've been playing Denham in the spring game for years, but I like both Sanama's quarterbacks had good games. Zephyr and Poirier last week, with both over 100 yards passing and both passing and rushing touchdowns. It's like Reggie Sims might be the main back, but they also got Lathan Vaughn. Justin Storks, it might be a good fit with Aguilar and Boscombe there.
Yeah.
So picking Sanama.
All right, and another 5A versus 5A matchup. Covington goes to Dutchtown this week.
Well, I'm going to pick Dutchtown. They 2-0 right now. They beat McBain 38-0. Covington's 1-1. They beat Franklinton. They lost to Holy Cross last week 24-14. They played each other the last 2 years. At Covington, Dutchtown won 19-16, and here in Dutchtown, Dutchtown lost 40-34. Fritchie looks like he's the main guy, but all three of them, their quarterbacks played last week. He got a big touchdown to John Watkins, and Bladen Lewis and Dylan Sampson stepping up good too. So I like Coach Mistretta and the Griffins in that one.
All right, East Ascension, it's their homecoming this week. They take on Northwest, and that's where Darnell Lee used to coach before he came back.
Yeah, well, I'm going to pick EA here. They had a hard loss, 41-23. It's hard to play at Houghton, I had said. I'd seen Dak Prescott play over there. Northwest is lost to Eunice 73-34, but they beat Opelousas 48-20. Stephen McBride had a big game. And the EA went up early, but then they wound up trailing 41-10 before losing. But McBride had 143 yards receiving. I like him, and Cameron Jones too. So I'm picking EA in that game.
All right, and the rest of the parish on the other side of the river, you got Donaldsonville. They're taking on Broadmoor High School.
So I'm picking Donaldsonville. They coming off a 20-0 victory over Port Allen. They had lost 20-0 to Assumption, but Broadmoor is 0-2. They lost 42-0 to Central last week. Trevion Brown, he led the way, the quarterback for Coach Richardson and the Tigers, and Jaquavius Tenner had a long touchdown run, and Trayvon Dunn had a big turnover too for Donaldsonville. I'm picking Donaldsonville in that game.
Okay, and the other team over in Donaldsonville, Ascension Catholic, they're taking on Slaughter Community Charter.
I saw some of that game, and I saw some of the Santamon game last week, and I'm planning to go to the Dutchtown Covington game, but Ascension Catholic, man, Coach Sayer, he got Jai Williams had 228 yards rushing, 4 touchdowns, and Kai Preon, freshman running back, had 118 yards and 15. And Coach Sayer had him running some wildcat with Jai at quarterback. I really like Ascension Catholic. I mean, they were in the dome the last 2 years. They beat St. Thomas Aquinas 28-7, and Riverside. Man, that's a big win, 35-22.
Yeah.
Slaughter, they 0-2 and lost 51-0 to Parkview and 22-0. So I mean that's an easy pick right there. Jamon Tapp, he's a big guy and for them defensively. But Jai Williams, 2,700 yards, 32 touchdowns this year. He's on his way to matching that again.
Okay, and back to this side of the river, Ascension Christian, they're going to take on Houma Christian at home this week.
Ascension Christian hurt me last week. Always when I pick them to lose, they win, and the opposite. I'm picking them to win this game. They lost the last 2 years. They played them 39-22 in Houma, and then 41-15 at the Rock. But Zach Diaz must have had a big game last week because they won Ben Franklin 49-26. He had over 3,000 yards and 30 touchdowns last year, and he's got some weapons in Derek Vonado and Nathan Bledsoe and Brady Gayo at running back. So I'm picking Central Christian. Hopefully they can pull it out.
All right, and now let's go to college. LSU, they start SEC play this week on the road in Nashville at Vanderbilt.
Yeah, LSU's 22-7 overall against Vanderbilt. The last time they played was 2010. They won 27-3. Vanderbilt is 0-2, lost to Georgia 30-6 and Purdue 42-24. LSU's averaging 55 points a game now after the 65-14 victory over Northwestern State. They beat Texas 45-38 and Georgia Southern 55-3 to open the season. Joe Burrow, the quarterback, they got him at the 3-1 odds to win the Heisman now. He threw for 370 yards, 2 touchdowns passing, 1 rushing. He's got an 80% passing percentage. He's on pace to break Colt McCoy's record. Terrence Marshall, he had the big game again. Stephon Sullivan from Donaldsonville also had a big game. The defense maybe is a little suspect, but they had Divinity out, Michael Divinity, Chason out, and Rashard Lawrence. And we need to find Grant Telford needs to start making some plays like he did last year, especially now that it looked like Todd Harris got hurt. But LSU definitely in that game. It's on my birthday.
Oh, well, happy birthday in advance. And I certainly hope they give you one. That's my alma mater, LSU. Let's talk about the Saints. Back-to-back West Coast road games. This time they're going to Seattle, take on the 12th man and the Seattle Seahawks. Real tough place to play.
Yeah, well, everybody compares Russell Wilson to Drew Brees, but Breeze lost to them twice in the playoffs back in 2010, 41-36 in the wild card, and then in the division round in 2013, 23-15. But Saints, Will Lutz won the game for them with you could hear the boom on the kick. I'm picking the Saints here. We don't know how this Rams game is going to turn out yet, but Latavius Murray had a rushing touchdown, and Alvin Kamara was doing it in receiving and rushing. So, picking the Saints in that game.
All right, and let's go to some of the River Parish games next. Lutcher, they're at home taking on Kip Renaissance.
I think Lutcher, they 0-2. They're going to get that first win. Kip Renaissance is 2-0, but I'm thinking that they beat Grace King, but that West Jeff win is pretty good for Kip Renaissance. Lutcher lost a heartbreaker. Jacoby Williams, he's been a player for years. Even when they had Gregory Clayton and Rondell Mealy, he always stood out, But he had a receiving and rushing touchdown, and he had the 1-yard run that was called back on a chop block. But special teams hurt Lutcher, but McKay Patterson, he got sacked 4 times. But both the Rashans, the Williams and Starks both did well for Lutcher, and they're going to get that first win. They played a meet and St. Charles Catholic. That's hard to start the season,
Right.
So.
Tough games. And St. James, last team we'll look at today, and they're going to take on Riverdale.
I think St. James that's going to be an easy win for them. They started out the year 28-8 over West St. John, and then 30-13 last week against East St. John. Riverdale, they 0-2. They lost to West St. John 34-21 last week. Shamar Smith, man, he had over 100 yards passing and rushing. He counted for all their touchdowns. Logan Graba and Shaz Preston each caught a touchdown pass, and Javian Jones and DeAndre Keller recovered some fumbles for St. James. So I figure they're going to win that game pretty easy.
All right, and as you said, 7-2 last week. Still waiting for the Saints result. We're shooting it during the Saints game, so we don't know how they're going to do yet. But you had a great week last week. Congratulations.
We're here at St. James High School, and they had a big win last week. We're here to present our Player of the Week, and our corporate sponsor for St. James High School is St. James Parish Hospital. Our plaque sponsor is St. James West Bank Clinic. Shamar Smith receives the award this week. You had a couple of runs of 15 and 32 yards, and then you scored a TD too. Tell us about it.
The 15-yard, we needed a first down, so I had to read the linebacker, and the linebacker flew out, and I just took it. I had 15 yards. I gained 15 yards and it fell. The 32 yards, I read the linebacker again. He flew out, and I just made a play. Make a couple of people miss, but other than that.
Well, tell us about this week's opponent.
This week's opponent is East St. John, our rivalry school, the battle of the Wildcats. So it could be a hard, tough game. So we just got to take it play by play and be disciplined.
All right, thanks again, and that's our Player of the Week for St. James.
And that's going to do it for our show this week. I'd like to thank all the coaches for joining us. Guy Mastretta from Dutchtown High, Darnell Lee from East Ascension, and David Oliver from Santa Ma. Also like to thank Pete for Pete's Picks. Also, all congratulations to all the players of the week this week in Ascension Parish. We'll have another show next week. We'd also like to thank Fratelli's Italian Grill for their hospitality and allowing us to shoot our program out here this week. Great place to get some food. So for Jeff Porsche, you're watching Sports Scene Live. Have a great week.